The following is a described video. If you would like to watch the video without audio description, please follow the link in the description. A MacBook is placed on a table. Then, a Chromebook is placed on the table on top of the MacBook. Then, a black laptop is placed on top of the Chromebook. I would say that looking for a new laptop to do work on is quite a difficult task. Many of the good laptops are really ridiculously expensive and fragile, while inexpensive laptops are too slow or are Chromebooks which cannot run all the applications or games that a traditional laptop can. So when I wanted to get a new computer to do work on or to bring to school, this was my choice laptop. A gray intro sequence plays. This is the Lenovo Thinkpad X230. It is a former enterprise machine meant for business users. A black, boxy-looking laptop with a Linux Mint wallpaper is shown with a mobile museum label beside it. I bought it for around $200, and I personally think that it's a perfect laptop for people who don't really care too much about buying new machines. So this machine was released roughly 8 years ago, and gets absolutely dominated by modern machines when it comes to performance. But just using it, you wouldn't know it. The laptop's logo on the lid is shown as well as the Intel sticker on the inside of it. It came with an i5 and 8 gigs of RAM, as well as a 240GB SSD running Windows 10. I think the i5 and 8 GB of RAM prove more than sufficient for browsing the web with plenty of tabs, and the 240GB SSD is good enough for storing most things. A person with blue gloves is unscrewing and removing the storage drive on the right side of the machine. If you need more storage, the 2.5-inch drive is easily removed by just one screw, so it isn't really a big deal if you want to upgrade. Personally, I put Linux Mint because I wanted to try something new, but Windows 10 ran just fine before. The blue hand opens the laptop screen 180 degrees, then cuts to a shot of the laptop on top of a MacBook. The laptop also features really great I/O, especially with many new laptops now relying on dongles. This laptop features a full-size VGA port, one USB 2 port, and two USB 3 ports, something that is still lacking in some computers today. The gloved hand points at various ports at the sides of the black laptop. It also has an express card slot, as well as a full-size SD card slot, a full Ethernet port, and a headphone jack. For digital video out, they strangely put a DisplayPort mini port, which I have never seen any device or wire use ever, so HDMI would have been nice. However, an adapter only costs a couple of dollars. Aside from that, it has a physical networking switch and a lock slot. I think for most people, the internals and I/O should really not pose a problem. But how about external usability? A gray transition appears with the Mobile Museum logo in the middle of it. The main thing I think that will stand out about this laptop is its thick chassis and heavier than average weight. A close-up shot of the side of the laptop, then cuts to gloved hands removing the battery. Though larger than most laptops today, I think it makes up with its ability to replace the battery and its better durability. Most of the damage that I inherited from the previous owner has been cosmetic, with plastic pieces cracking and peeling, but the internals and overall build still feels really solid. Gloved hand unscrews a panel at the bottom of the laptop, which reveals the RAM memory chips. It is also really easy to replace most of the parts that commonly need replacing or upgrading, which is nice. I guess easy repairs usually come with laptops meant for corporations. The keyboard is probably the most important aspect for most users, and I would say it's one of the best aspects of this laptop. The hand types on the greasy black keyboard of the laptop, and it is shown from several different angles. It marks the first generation that changed from the iconic ThinkPad keyboard that fans always praised to this chiclet keyboard that you see here. Though I have never typed on the X230 keyboard, this keyboard has plenty of travel and feels really great. There are, however, things that are not so good about this keyboard. The function and the control key at the bottom left of the keyboard is shown. Then pans to the bottom right of the keyboard to display the print screen button right in between the Alt key and the Control key on the right. The layout is rather non-traditional, with the function key and control key switched. The new placement of the print screen button, though, is quite nice. When it comes to the trackpad, I would say it's pretty useless. It's really small and not very sensitive, so I would recommend trying to learn to use the track point. The laptop is shown with a little rubber red dot in the middle of the keyboard between the G and the H keys, which the hand uses to navigate the screen. It will probably be a new concept for most, but it's really worth it. Fun tip for that: you don't have to press, just rest your index finger on it and tilt in the desired direction. Another thing to note is that processors back then were not very power efficient, so your battery life will probably be around 3 hours. A battery is slid into the laptop. You can, however, extend that really simply by buying a bigger battery or multiple, but that will increase your weight as well. The charging brick also isn't very large or heavy, which is nice. The screen of the laptop is shown from multiple different angles. Finally, the screen's viewing angles are quite poor vertically. It does let you tilt the screen past 180 degrees, so I guess that is better than nothing. So, should you buy it? A gray transition fills the screen, which leads to additional shots of the all-black plastic laptop. I think for people who do a lot of typing and need an inexpensive device, this is a no-brainer. It has everything you could possibly want. For graphic designers and digital creators in training, it is worth a look, but I think you'd be pushing its limits. Finally, for the gamer, you could play low-spec indie game titles, but this isn't going to be doing much more than that. To conclude, the Lenovo Thinkpad X230 isn't a beast of a laptop. The camera pans up to show the laptop with a light above the webcam, and then switches to a shot of the camera smoothly moving away from the laptop. However, it only makes very minor compromises while it delivers a great computing experience in a not-so-large package for an excellent price. A transition plays leading to the end screen, which displays a mobile museum logo along the top and 2 clickable videos in the middle of the screen. There is a note that leads viewers to the description for links to the website, Instagram, and channel of Mobile Museum. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you would like more X230 content, next week we will be taking a more analytical approach to this laptop. Otherwise, if you would like to see more Mobile Museum content in general, stay tuned and subscribe to this channel. Fade to black.